again, music fans. I am back here for another mini update. I know it's been a hot minute, and also for a concert review for this band that I just see back here, Arch Enemy, which I recently got to see live. All right, but let's get to the things that I've bought recently. First, we have some progressive rock here from a Riverside. All right, really cool stuff. Really enjoy this. It's not exactly metal, though there is some metal influence here. It's more of a hard rock type of thing, but very progressive. Very cool guitar work, some cool riffs, a lot of ambience, and a lot of soundscapes here. Pretty cool. I do have some other Riverside albums, which I have enjoyed. This is a band from Poland, I believe. Okay, if you want to hear some modern day progressive rock with some bit of a Pink Floydish influence around there, I recommend it. Speaking of progressive rock, here's a DVD that I bought. Yes, Heart of the Sunrise live in Chile. So I didn't have this one. I'm very glad to have it. And of course, this one is from 2011. All right. Well, the DVD itself, but the show is from 1994. Okay. So Heart of the Sunrise live in Chile, 13 tracks right there. Perpetual Change, The Calling, Rhythm of Love, Hearts, Changes, Heart of the Sunrise, Odor of Lonely Hearts, the usual hits, but glad to have more yes here. Okay. Chile, 1994. Let's move on to some metal. And of course, I love power metal. Can't get more power metal than Powerworlf. Right there. Okay. So this is, as of the making of this video, the latest one. Wake Up the Wicked. And if one were a cynic, one would say that Powerworlf has made the same album over and over again. And there may be some truth to that. But they are definitely a band that has found their style and are sticking with it, very much in the, like AC/DC does. But they do it so well. This is just an enjoyable listen all throughout. The typical Powerworlf of chanting vocals, very uplifting rhythms to their music. It all has a very powerful, if you will, very power metal feel to it. Okay, so really glad I got this one, Powerworlf. A bit of on the darker side here, we have Moonspell. This one is, of course, a memorial, and I believe this is a reissue, and because it does include a bonus disc right there with, 4 tracks. Live at CC Studio. Yes, 4 tracks. That extra CD, but of course we get the usual memorial CD right there. Memento Mori, Blood Tells, Upon the Blood of Men. Really cool stuff. Okay, one would call this gothic metal in a way. Moonspell. I believe the first edition of this album had a slightly different cover. Moonspell. And now for one that I bought digitally, one of my favorite bands, which is Unleash the Archers. As of the making of this video, their latest one, which is Phantoma. I bought it digitally, so I'm going to put an image of it right here on the side of the screen. They have completely morphed into a progressive metal band. All right, and this might be their album that is the least metal, because it does have a lot of soundscapes. There's, the vocals are very much in front, but still, it is still metal. It's still metal, but they have certainly added a lot of the progressive rock elements to it. Even the subject matter of the album, which is of course a concept album. It has a science fiction storyline to it. Very a lot of layers. You really have to dig in there, be patient, and listen. I think it's a very rewarding listen. Okay, so that's as far as the purchases that I have right now. Now for the concert review for Arch Enemy. Even though, of course, the lineup that I saw was not this lineup that you see here with original singer. Oh no, not as original singer. Their second singer, Angela Gasso. They do have a different lineup this time around. They toured to Mexico, and it wasn't just two or three cities. It was a full on Mexican tour with several cities, my own city among them. Like I said, a full on tour, 18 cities, and my own city was, I believe, the third to last city on the tour. Okay. One detail about this tour is that their singer, Alisa White Glus, had been ill during a portion of the tour. So much so that in one of the cities in Tijuana, Mexico, she did not perform at all. And the band went on and they performed an instrumental set, okay, which is, special, but not in the kind of special that you would want. All right. Fortunately, by the time she got to my city, she was still ill, but good enough to perform. So she did perform, and her vocal performance was fantastic. Okay, no complaints there, no complaints with the set list either. All right, which was great. But however, she was not as active on stage as she usually is. She was stayed in one part of the stage, right there standing, sometimes sitting because she had a small stool behind her, which she would take a breather, and also almost in between every song, she would step off stage, to take a breather or something, while the band continued, or sometimes during the instrumental parts of the songs. And also, I also saw that there was a few of the songs that were performed as a form of an instrumental medley, giving Alisa more time to recover, before she went back on stage. But her vocal delivery was excellent. I really enjoyed the show. Of course, it was a dream come true for me to see one of my favorite metal bands of all time, Arch Enemy. I did not buy any merch there. Even though they did have it, of course, they did have T-shirts, but I found the designs a bit plain. They were very, very generic type of death metal designs that I didn't really appeal to me. Also, they were just in black and white. No, or rather, just in white on the black T-shirt. So nothing too special. In fact, the bootleg shirts that were being sold outside of the venue, those were a bit more interesting. But anyway, also a great plus was that the opening band was Cirrhosis, which I have right here on the jacket. Here, technical death metal band from my region, which I have seen before a couple of times. Always fantastic. And not only that, that band had brought along two female guest singers for two different songs. All right, they were Quetzalin from the band Lost Nebula, and the other girl, I forget her name, but I'm gonna put it down here. All right, both did an amazing job in their respective songs. So that was a really good opening band, and it was just one opening band, and then a brief pause. Arch Enemy, they came on stage. The venue was a bit small for them, but anyway, what can you do? That's the venue that was available, so that's where they played, and they did have a big giant TV screen behind them, to project several images and stuff like that. So that gave it a really cool touch. But like I said, the band was fantastic. The lineup that they have right now, like I said, a bit different from what you see right here. But still, I believe Michael Amott, who is the guitarist and leader, he was there, of course. Charlie D'Angelo, also their drummer, which I believe they've had since either from the very beginning or from their second or third album. So he's been with them for a long time. The other guitarist was the one that was a newer addition to the band, as well as Alyssa, who has been in the band for I think 10 years now. All right, so like I said, when I first heard about Arch Enemy that they were coming to my city, I did not believe it. I thought maybe it was the tribute to Arch Enemy, but no, the real deal. I had in fact bought my tickets months ago, months in advance, so to make sure I had a spot. The next band that's coming is the Spanish band Tierra Santa, a power metal band, which I'm also a big fan of. All right, well, that's it for this update and for this concert review. Thank you very much for watching. Keep rocking.